What's up everyone and welcome back to Top 5 Central. Today we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 most spoiled kid tantrums part 2. So we did actually do a part 1 to this a while ago, so if you guys do want to check that out, feel free to do so. There will be a link in the top of the description. And as always, let's see if we can smash 10,000 likes on this video. That would be awesome. And with all that being said, let's jump straight into it. Number 5. Now I know not every kid likes going to school, and if I'm being honest, pretty much everyone has had those days where they'd rather just stay at home, but this little girl takes complaining way too far. When she was told she had to get dressed for school, this 8-year-old literally just refused to do it and just decided to scream her head off instead. As if that wasn't bad enough, the way she let her mom know that she wasn't happy was a bit extreme. She ended up slapping her in the face and even bit her when she didn't get what she wanted. I mean honestly, this whole thing was just over the girl's toy being taken away, and it ended with a power struggle in like 3 different rooms of the house. It even took Super Nanny a while to get control of the situation, and if she can't sort out a kid straight away, then something has gone extremely wrong. Fair enough, they did get the girl to calm down and get dressed in the end, but with how long it took, I'm amazed that school wasn't already over and done with by the time they walked out the door.
Water bottle, don't my hair, don't. I need it now! Let me get dressed. No! Don't push me. I need it now! Don't. You just hit me in the face. Don't you hit me. I need it. Don't push me. I need it now! You come in your room. Oh, don't you bite me. I got you back now! You can have it when you're done getting dressed. Don't push me!
She needs to do what she needs to do.
I know, but she's not
first.
getting dressed.
Every time we need to go somewhere, every time we need to do something, it's always this behavior.
Was I seeing right? An 8-year-old throwing... Okay, let's get one thing clear here. You're being asked to do something. If your mum and dad tell you to get yourself dressed, then you must respect your parents and listen. Because if you don't, then there's going to be consequences for that. What do you need to do?
Do it.
Number 4. Now when you're a kid, getting a pet is one of the most exciting things ever, right? So I kinda get this little girl wanting to buy a new friend every single time she's in the pet store. With that said, even if her getting upset about not being allowed another animal is pretty normal kid behavior, she goes way off the rails when she explains the reasons why. Basically, she already has 2 cats at home, and I assume they only came to the store to get food for those cats. However, when she sees the kittens playing, she decides that they have to get one because the cats she has at home are so-called boring and didn't do anything. Now that's a pretty nasty thing to say, I know, but she even takes it further than that because she literally tells her mum to take the cats back to where she found them and get the new kittens instead, just because the ones in the store were playing. Obviously her mom does what any decent parent would do and tells her no, and you can guess how she responds. She literally throws herself on the ground and starts crying all over again.
Because we already have 2 at home.
I mean the 2 boring cats?
What?
They're boring. And they don't even do nothing. But these all cats, they can play. Where did you get those cats? I want you to send them back to the same place and get all these 3 cats.
We can't get these 3 cats. Say bye to your friend. Say bye.
No, I want this one.
Number 3. Now I have no idea why, but for some reason going to Walmart just seems to make kids go crazy, and there are literally hundreds of videos of kids online completely losing it in the store. This is one of the best ones, but only because the thing the kid is throwing a tantrum over really doesn't seem like it's worth it, but amazingly even her mom gives in and lets her keep it in the end. It's only a short clip, but it's pretty obvious what's going on. The girl is crying and screaming at her mom, asking her to keep whatever she has in her hands. It turns out it's literally just a pair of slippers shaped like llama heads, which really isn't something to get worked up about. With that said, she keeps trying to grab them out of her mom's hands, and you can just tell the mom just wants the whole thing to be over with. In the end, she does let the kid try them on, even though the kid is still crying, and just as the video ends, you can see her put them in the cart and walk away. To be honest, if it was me, I would have wanted to end the drama too, but giving the kid what she wants just because she cried probably wasn't the best idea. Number 2. Now I know that kids throwing tantrums is awful, but I've got to admit it's pretty impressive how long this girl managed to keep it up for. I mean, there is no way that as a kid I could ever throw a tantrum that lasted 2.5 hours, and yet this kid did it without even breaking a sweat. To be honest, I don't even know what this girl was fighting about. In fact, I don't even think there was really a reason for it, but she was slapping her mum, punching her and even kicking her to try and get away. When she was put on the naughty mat, she literally just ran off it and made sure to tell her mom that she couldn't catch her at the same time too. And every time she ran away, the mom would literally just drag her back, and this thing went on for basically a whole afternoon. Add to that the fact that the kid was screaming "I hate you" whenever she got the chance, and the whole ordeal was pretty extreme. I mean, she did eventually settle down, but if Super Nanny wasn't there and it was down to the mom to control the situation, I think they would have been there for a long time.
I'm gonna bite you. I'm out. You can't catch me.
I'd seen Denise's attempt to discipline Bella before, and that had failed miserably. Bella's been fighting Mum for way too long, and that needs to stop immediately. Place her on there, don't look at her, just walk away.
I hate the naughty chair.
It was a very hard thing to do, to see my child kicking and punching me, telling me I hate you.
After a grueling 2.5 hours of disciplining Bella, more than Mum had ever lasted, Bella realised that she weren't going to give up.
Number 1. So most kids are super thankful when they get their first ever phone, but for this guy, only the best would do. When someone in his family finally got an upgrade, they decided to give their old iPhone 4 to him, but he made it very clear that it just wasn't good enough. I mean, this video is from 2013, and back then the iPhone 4 was still pretty expensive, so if I was him, I would have been absolutely over the moon. For him though, the fact it wasn't a 5S means there was no way he could have it, and he didn't care who knew he was upset either. It gets way worse because he literally says he's going to steal the 5S from Amanda and leave her with the old phone instead. He even says he's gonna steal it with brute force, and it's pretty hard to take him seriously since he was sort of crying the whole time. I mean, by the end he's literally ordering his family out of the room and pointing and screaming at the door to make them leave. The whole thing would be a pretty funny situation if it wasn't so insanely bratty, I guess, but I've got to admit that when he says he wants to swap rooms as well, it's impossible not to laugh.
Andrew, you're getting a cell phone.
Adam, I don't want Amanda's piece of crap phone.
Why? What's the big deal?
If it's so bad, you should have kept it.
If it's so bad, you should have kept it.
Yes, exactly.
Andrew, it's not a big deal. She's not keeping it because she's upgrading.
Yes.
She's not being mean. Andrew, listen.
She just wants to be mean about it.
No.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. You're completely right.
She doesn't want to be mean about
I
it.
don't want to. That's the thing.
Okay, you're not getting. They're not gonna give you the 5. Either you take the 4 or you're not taking nothing.
I'm taking the 5. I don't care what Amanda says.
Who's gonna give it to you?
I'm gonna take it. That's the thing.
You, Andrew. Your dad gave it to her right now.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Andrew.
And I'm gonna take it. What's your point?
How are you gonna take it?
With brute force.
Faking ass, you laughing. Oh, he's crying.
And there's our video on the top 5 most spoiled kid tantrums part 2. Do remember we did actually do a part 1 to this a while ago, so if you did enjoy this video today, first of all, be sure to leave a like down below, guys. Let's see if we can smash 10,000 likes. But secondly, again, if you do want to check out something very similar, there is a bunch more clips in that video which you can check out in the top of the description. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and we will catch you all in the next video.